Hello and happy Social Work Month. My name is Amelia Lochner-Malave. I want to apologize that my video is broken, so my face won't be on screen, but thank you for joining me briefly to discuss some of the work that I've done and what I've helped to support our members do in the last year in my role as Director of Operations. In my role, primarily, I work on supporting social workers as they foster community connections. I work on some tailored membership experiences, communicate to and with our members. And so I'm going to cover a few ways that we improved that during the year of 2021. In 2021, we continued our chapter chats. Of course, they started as a way for us to connect with social workers on the onset of COVID, but they've remained as a really awesome way to connect social workers from across our state and the nation and even across the world in different areas of social work, whether that be a certain area of practice, a certain demographic area, certain personal or professional interests. We've had 29 chapter chats in 2021, averaging about 82 people in attendance and totaled over 2,400 social workers from across the world. We've made so many connections with folks who are members and non-members. It's important that we are in constant dialogue with both our members and non-members because they help to inform, what the chapter should represent, who we should reflect, so we can become a better reflection of all social workers. Here's a few partners that we were able to do chapter chats with in 2021. We're really grateful for all of the different organizations that joined us for a chapter chat. We open our chapter chats to any social worker that wants to present on something, whether it be to start to create a network of social workers on an area of interest. That is how our Jewish social workers special interest group started. Or if there is another association or an organization that wants to get visibility about their programming and support services available to social workers. For example, we had the Islamic Social Services Association join us to try and connect New York social workers with their association and make their services more widely available. If there's any individuals who would like to do a chapter chat with us, or you would like to join us as a representative of your organization or business, please reach out. We're always looking forward to connecting social workers and uplifting the great work that you do, whether it be in New York or outside New York. Something that we started in 2021 is our special interest groups. These are different than our board committees. They are open to members and non-members. They are facilitated by a member of our New York State chapter, but all of this, the work that's done, the meetings, the resources and services are open to all social workers. So I have our current special interest groups listed here. If you or someone you know is interested in starting one of these special interest or peer support groups, please reach out to us. These are supported by the chapter administratively, and they usually meet on a monthly basis. They've accomplished things in the past year, such as writing CE programs, hosting chapter chats to educate a wider audience. They have created and contributed to social media campaigns, education awareness campaigns around the areas of their interest. And they've done surveys to collect data for and about their community. An example of that would be, again, the Jewish Social Workers Special Interest Committee is currently doing a survey on anti-Semitism within schools of social work, how that is or is not being discussed in their curriculum in order to make recommendations for schools in the future. There's a lot that's being accomplished by these special interest groups. We accomplish more when we put our members and social workers first. We build the table and allow them to come to it and get the work done. So this has been a really great way to increase the number of programming that's led by the social work community at our chapter. A quick update on our Revolutionized social work initiative. We held 11 town halls in 2021, averaging 322 overall in attendance. We have a full contact list of 13,000 social workers who have been engaged in this initiative over the past 2 years. And our Revolutionized Healing Peer Support Group was held 10 times last year, which was a peer support group that formed out of the town halls. This is our initiative that works to name racism and white supremacy that exists in social work, whether it be in social work education, practice, or policy. We are on a stage where there is folks working in action groups, doing research in order to make recommendations to schools of social work to make their field and curriculum truly anti-racist social work education. We'll be continuing to be working on that, as well as host the Revolutionized town halls throughout this year. We also introduced the From the Ashes We Rise, which started last June. This is from a few social workers who wanted to hold the same conversations around oppressive structures that exist within social work and the oppression that LGBTQ folks face within social work and social work education and practice. These town halls started in 2021. We had 5. They also created a self-care and peer support group. You can follow the From the Ashes We Rise team at their Instagram handle there. They've made an incredible web page on our website going over the history of queer social workers, the way that social work has oppressed the queer community as well. There's a great resource center and awareness campaigns that they have posted there that you can use as a resource. So I recommend you check it out. All of the work that we do about a community is by a community. The From the Ashes team has been really integral to incorporating education on the LGBTQ community within our chapter, and we're really grateful to be able to support such a great group of social workers. We have something called the Continuing Education Partnership Program, which is a way for us to help social workers or help employers give their social workers and their agencies CEs that are relevant to the work that they do for free to those social workers within their own employment, and helps us to also increase the amount of CEs we have out there, giving diversity in programming so social workers can choose what is most relevant to their work. Some of the groups that we partnered with last year to bring CEs to social workers in their communities and their workplaces are listed here. We're really grateful to partner with all of these SEP organizations, and we look forward to continuing these partnerships in the future. If you are interested in getting a program approved, or your agency or employer is looking to help support the continuing education of social workers within their employment, please reach out to us. We're always trying to find ways to meet the needs of social workers, within their own work hours. We don't want you to have to, take time off to go to additional continuing education. If there's a way that we can find to support social workers and your employers to accomplish this, we'd love to work with you on that. So please reach out to us if that's something you'd be interested in. A quick update on the Veterans Mental Health Training Initiative, something that's been a part of our chapter for the last decade. We have accomplished quite a bit in the last year with the leadership of the Veterans Mental Health Training Initiative Committee, comprised primarily of veterans, veteran spouses, and Joseph P. Dwyer County leaders. We did in 2021, we did 22 programs, including panels, conferences, CE programs, book club discussions, chapter chats, and we also had a movie premiere. In addition to our CE programming, we added our 24-hour, 7 days a week free listserv for social workers to connect with veterans. and other clinicians about veterans related issues, referrals, or resources. We added the Voices of Veterans panels, which do a deep dive into topics from different lenses of veterans' perspectives. We usually have around 6 veterans who speak at the panels, and you're able to see, the diversity within, views of our veterans at these panels. I've found them to be extremely impactful and a really great tool for cultural humility. We continue to have the One Team Book Club, which is a deep dive into, a book, once a month book club to talk about themes or, that last month's chapter. It's been really great, and we hope to see you there as well if that's something you're interested in. We have the Veterans Resource Center webpage that's been added. This is extremely important because reputation is integral in the veteran community. Any recommendation or resource that we have on the Resource Center has been looked at and reviewed by a veteran on our advisory committee. We won't be, referring or putting anything up there that a veteran wouldn't themselves use or want to refer to someone within their community. One last highlight is that we had 95% of our presenter payments in 2021 go to a member of the veteran community. As you can see here, the past 2 years, we've really increased all of our programming, all of our CEs, all of our deliverables with this grant. So that is really in part to the work and the direction of the Veterans Mental Health Training Initiative Advisory Committee. So we really want to thank them for the work that they've done to serve their community of veterans and serve the community of social workers in New York State. We are right now in the midst of advocating for our continued funds for the Veterans Mental Health Training Initiative. We should have an update by mid-April and hope to continue the work of the Veterans Mental Health Training Initiative. In the last year, we've looked to find some new ways to support schools of social work, ways to partner with and serve both students as well as help administrators meet the learning and educational needs of students. This has happened in a few ways. We had an awesome project with Skidmore College that we partnered with them for a full semester to do policy projects with their BSW students. They met with almost every member of the New York State chapter staff to go over the policy topics that they chose, meeting with our policy team, going over, how to incorporate community members from the topics that they chose, and kind of honing down their paper with Sam Fletcher, our executive director. We then did a chapter chat on their presentations and opened it up to social workers who are, seasoned and practiced professionals to help give them feedback as well. So that was a really awesome mentor-mentee opportunity that we had with Skidmore College. Our members came out and were extremely supportive of these BSW students in their policy papers. And it was a different, very unique way to partner with schools, something that we look forward to in the future. So we also did, we continue to go into schools hosting the Racial Justice Forum conversations, which are critical conversations on race with someone who has white privilege and someone from the Black or Brown community. Facilitating those conversations, Marist College is one that welcomed us into their college, into their classrooms last year, which was a really excellent experience and opportunity. Last, I'll just mention, we've also started to create tailored field education experiences. So an example of this is SUNY Albany reached out to us and wanted to have their students be able to access our continuing education programming. We have so many programs on so many different areas of social work that students just won't get in their general course curriculum. So SUNY Albany reached out to us So their social workers, students all got a code to access any and all of our programs completely for free. That was a really awesome way to, both connect with students for the chapter, but there was a few students who reached out and said that they had to step into areas of social work that they had never seen before, and it's going to inform where they're looking to take their career as they graduate. We're very excited about a new partnership with the Public Employees Federation. We've found a way to have the full membership reimbursed through PEF. So any PEF social worker can take our CEs and get all CEs that they want for free, as well as reimburse their PEF membership. This just started actually in the beginning of 2022. It was announced, but it was a project and partnership that we've worked on throughout 2021. We're really glad to see that it's finally come full circle. So any PEF member is able to get their CEs and membership completely reimbursed from the New York State chapter. There's a whole page and lots of information on our website about how to go through this process, but it's pretty simple. You take the CE course, you join our chapter, and then you submit your reimbursement forms to your PEF office. So if you have any questions on that, if you are a PEF member, please reach out to us. We look forward to starting conversations and listening sessions with PEF members to tailor some of our CE programming and advocacy efforts to the PEF employee base as well. Lastly, I'm going to go over a few ways that we communicate. We've continued our bi-weekly e-news and our bi-weekly CE catalog. We've continued our membership meetings 10 times last year. We were able to meet with social workers on a consistent basis. Social workers know that the last Thursday of the month at noon, staff will be there. Leadership will be there to give some updates, talk about what's upcoming, and then have any conversation that a social worker who's attending would like to have. We've made some great connections, had great conversation during these membership meetings. So if you ever, don't know when or haven't written that email and want to connect with us, you always know that you can get, the ear and see the face of an NASW staff member at noon on the last Thursday of the month. This last year, we tried to revamp our website a bit, adding 14 new pages, and we fixed over 5,000 broken links to ensure that the website is working a bit better. On social media, we've increased our followings in all of our social media, and we added our YouTube, which now has 141 videos and nearly 5,000 views of our videos in 2021, which is phenomenal. We're really happy to see that folks are using those videos as a resource, and we'll continue to upload all of our content to YouTube as well. So I just want to thank you for your time. I hope that, you learned something new about the ways that we're engaging with social workers in this last year. We always want to hear from you. If you're interested in one of the areas that we discussed, or if you have something completely different, a project that you would like to connect with us on, please do. You can reach us at info.naswnys@socialworkers.org. We are the Office of Yes. We always want to support the work that social workers are doing within our communities. So please reach out. Again, happy Social Work Month, and I look forward to seeing you at a program in the future.